Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that can be a bit tricky: understanding the boundaries between selfishness and self-care. These two concepts are often confused, leading to unnecessary guilt or even conflict. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of where to draw the line. First, let's break down what these terms actually mean. Selfishness is generally seen as prioritizing your own needs or desires without considering how it impacts others. On the other hand, self-care is about taking actions to preserve your own health and well-being. Sounds simple enough, right? But in practice, the line between the two can get pretty blurry. Let's start with selfishness. We all know what it feels like to be on the receiving end of selfish behavior. It's when someone consistently puts their own needs first, even if it means hurting or neglecting others. For example, imagine a friend who always insists on choosing the restaurant every time you go out, disregarding everyone else's preferences. Or a coworker who never offers to help, even when the team is struggling. These are classic signs of selfishness, where one's own comfort or gain is prioritized at the expense of others. But it's important to note that not all acts of prioritizing yourself are selfish. This is where self-care comes in. Self-care is about taking intentional steps to maintain or improve your own health and well-being. It's not about ignoring others, but ensuring that you're in a good place mentally, emotionally, and physically, so you can show up for others in a healthier way. Think of it like this: if you're running on empty, you won't have the energy or mental space to be there for anyone else. So, self-care is crucial, not just for you, but for the people around you as well. Self-care can look like a lot of things: setting aside time to exercise, saying no to plans when you're feeling overwhelmed, or even just taking a moment to breathe and relax during a busy day. It's about recognizing when you need to recharge and allowing yourself that time without guilt. So, where exactly do we draw the line between selfishness and self-care? The key difference lies in your intentions and the impact of your actions on others. Selfishness often comes from a place of disregard for others, while self-care is about maintaining your well-being so you can be a better friend, partner, or coworker. If your actions are harming others or taking away from their needs without valid reason, that's a sign you might be leaning more towards selfishness. But here's where it gets tricky. Sometimes when you start to prioritize your own needs, especially if you haven't in the past, it can feel or be perceived as selfish. This is where overlap and misconceptions come in. In a culture that often glorifies self-sacrifice, particularly in roles like parenting or caregiving, taking time for yourself can be seen as indulgent or selfish. However, this is a misconception. Just because you're taking care of yourself doesn't mean you're neglecting others. In fact, by practicing self-care, you're ensuring that you have the capacity to care for others effectively. For instance, if you're a parent, taking an hour to yourself might seem selfish because that's an hour you're not spending with your child. But if that hour helps you to recharge and be more patient or attentive when you're with them, it's actually benefiting both of you. One of the most important aspects of distinguishing self-care from selfishness is setting and respecting healthy boundaries. Boundaries help you protect your well-being without infringing on others. They ensure that your self-care practices don't negatively impact the people around you. Here are a few tips for setting healthy boundaries. 1. Communicate clearly. Let people know what you need and why. 2. Be consistent. Stick to your boundaries even when it's tough. 3. Respect others' boundaries. Just as you have the right to set boundaries, so do others. Mutual respect is key. Let's look at some practical examples to help clarify the difference. Example 1. You've had a long week and decide to take a weekend off to rest. Your friends want to go out, but you decline. This is self-care, not selfishness, because you're taking time to recharge. Example 2. You constantly cancel plans with friends last minute because something better came up. This could be seen as selfish because it's disregarding others' time and effort. By understanding these differences, you can make better choices that balance your needs with consideration for others. Selfishness can strain relationships, making others feel undervalued or ignored. Over time, this can lead to resentment and even the breakdown of those relationships. In contrast, self-care, when done mindfully, can actually strengthen relationships. By taking care of yourself, you're better able to support and connect with those around you. It's about being your best self, so you can give your best to others. Finding the right balance is essential. Too much focus on others without self-care can lead to burnout, while too much focus on yourself can lead to selfishness. The key is empathy and communication. Understand that your needs are important, but so are the needs of others. It's a give and take relationship. In summary, understanding the boundary between selfishness and self-care is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and a balanced life. The key lies in examining your intentions and considering the impact of your actions on others. Intentions are the driving force behind our choices. When you practice self-care, your intention is to maintain or improve your well-being, so you can show up as your best self in your personal and professional life. It's about nurturing yourself in a way that allows you to be more present, compassionate, and effective in your interactions with others. Self-care is not about disregarding others, but rather ensuring that you're in a good state to contribute positively to the lives of those around you. On the other hand, selfishness often stems from a place of neglecting or ignoring the needs of others in favor of your own desires. It's when the focus shifts entirely to self-preservation without consideration for the consequences on those around you. This can lead to actions that, while beneficial to you in the short term, may harm your relationships or alienate those who care about you. Impact is the second critical component. Every action you take has a ripple effect on the people around you. Self-care, when practiced with mindfulness, can have a positive impact not just on you, but on everyone you interact with. For example, when you're well-rested and emotionally balanced, you're more likely to approach challenges with patience and understanding, making you a better friend, partner, or colleague. However, when actions cross into selfishness, the impact can be negative. It might lead to others feeling undervalued, hurt, or taken for granted. Over time, these feelings can erode trust and damage relationships. Recognizing the impact of your choices on others is essential for maintaining the fine line between caring for yourself and being selfish. Thank you for watching. The most important thing is to make sure to subscribe because there's more great content on the way.